I still remember the exact second my mother asked me for $100,000. I was in my Boulder loft, barefoot on heated floors I'd paid for with overtime and sleepless nights, when the doorbell rang like a fire alarm. Through the peephole I saw them. Evelyn and Richard, my parents, dressed like they were attending a funeral they hoped someone else would finance. Behind them stood Lila, my little sister, clutching a leather binder thick with wedding mood boards. The sight of it made my chest cave in. My name is Sage. For 29 years I'd been the family's designated mule, dependable, quiet, self-funding. Growing up in a split-level house in Colorado Springs, the walls were covered in Lila's pageant crowns and my father's bowling trophies. My report cards went straight into a drawer. My acceptances to CU's engineering program earned a shrug and a lecture about learning the value of a dollar the hard way. Evelyn's exact words the day I asked for help with tuition: "We're not a bank, Sage. Figure it out."
So I did.
Night classes, ramen, 2 jobs, student loans I'm still paying. My grandparents slipped me what they could and told me pride shouldn't come with interest rates, that I built something anyway. A career in ethical hacking, a condo with mountain views, a life that finally felt like mine. I thought the past had stayed buried under 6 figures of debt and distance. Then they showed up asking for 6 figures of someone else's joy. Evelyn started the pitch the moment I opened the door. Lila's fiancé comes from money, Sage. Real money. They're expecting a certain caliber of celebration. Richard nodded like a dashboard bobblehead. We've already put deposits on the Stanley Hotel, the string quartet from Prague, the florist who did the royal wedding in Monaco. Well, an assistant of hers. Lila opened the binder and fanned out glossy pages, ice sculptures. A champagne tower that required its own engineer, a custom gown with a train longer than my first apartment. "We're short," Evelyn said, eyes shining with rehearsed tears. 100,000 would save us. You're in such a good place now. It would mean the world to your sister. I laughed. I couldn't help it. The sound came out jagged, like broken glass. Let me make sure I'm hearing this correctly, I said, voice low enough that they leaned forward to catch it. When I was 18, you told me taking out loans would ruin my character. You let me work myself half-dead because handouts create weakness. But now that it's crystal stemware and a dessert course flown in from Paris, you want me to open my wallet like it's a family. Richard bristled. That was different. Education is a personal responsibility. Personal responsibility, I repeated, tasting rust. Tell me, Dad, whose responsibility was it when I ate oatmeal for dinner 3 nights a week so I could afford textbooks? Whose responsibility when I missed my grandfather's last Christmas because I couldn't take time off from the call center? Lila finally spoke, soft and wounded. Sage, it's my wedding. Once in a lifetime. I looked at her, really looked. The sister who'd never once asked how I paid rent, who posted engagement photos under the caption, #blessed, while I was still paying off the engagement ring I never got to wear because I couldn't afford one. Something inside me unlatched. Here's the thing, I said, stepping closer. I actually considered it for about 5 seconds. Because some part of me, the part you trained so well, still wants to be the hero who fixes everything. But then I remembered something Grandpa Eldon told me the day he co-signed my very first loan. He said, never set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. I walked to the kitchen, pulled an envelope from the drawer, and handed it to Evelyn. Inside was a single check for $5,000. That, I said, is what I would have happily given as a gift, from love, not obligation. Take it or don't. But the rest? You'll have to figure it out the old-fashioned way. Personal responsibility, right? The silence was magnificent. Richard's face went crimson. Evelyn opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. Lila started crying, real tears this time, smudging the perfect wing of her eyeliner. I opened the door. I'm done shrinking so someone else can shine brighter, I said. Enjoy the wedding you can afford. And the next time you need a miracle, try looking in the mirror. You taught me how to survive without you. Turns out I'm exceptional at it. They left without the check. I watched their taillights disappear down Canyon Boulevard, then poured myself a glass of the good scotch I'd been saving for a celebration that finally felt earned. Some doors, once closed, stay that way. And some daughters, once free, never look back.